devastated the entire entertainment business. Um, what did that being there though? What did that feel like?
It felt like, I don't know. Let me put it like this. I don't know what it felt like, a brick wall, a brick, let me say, a rock falling into, while you driving on the highway,
Mm,
and a boulder just fall on a car.
wow,
That's what it felt like. You know what I mean? And then, as you see, when Chris passed, the industry went totally all the way down. You know what I mean? It's
absolutely.
like, I'm gonna say this. How can I put it? Um, when he passed, it seemed like the industry. It seemed like when I said it went down so deep. The devil came up.
Mm,
The devil came up. He went to heaven, and the devil came up. So that's when, if you look at the industry and everybody, where COVID-19 hits, things is
right.
so weird now. That's what happened. Cause when Chris was here, it don't matter how many people liked him, didn't like him. He made everybody comfortable, and he made everybody rich.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And the same people that he made filthy rich, to this day, they still rich, they family taking care of whatever. But his family's not.
Are you serious?
His family not. You got his daughter, actor. It's hard for her. For all these people he helped and put in position, she can't even get that kind of help.
Now, wait a minute. Now, AB. Now,
No, I'm being, we saying, we being real about it. Yeah, I'm being real. It's like, he did so much for so many people. You know what I mean?
right.
And it's no assistant out of, no, every, it don't matter who you reach out to, who you see. It's love, but it's no.
No
If,
doors
if,
being
if I'm
open.
gonna say this, if the doors was turned around and it was one of them, if Chris was still here, Chris would look out for their family. It don't matter, their family, their cousins, their friends. Chris would make sure they in a position. But most of these people that he put in position, they don't care. You know what I mean? And that's coming from me. You know what I mean? Because I talk to his daughter all the time. She don't get no assistance from none of, and she not looking for nothing. But it shouldn't have to be that way. Where you reach out to these dudes, it's like, yeah, 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 and it's like a broken record,
Right.
that you come in the house and you just hear it go around and boop, boop. That's what it is, man. Yeah,
That really saddens me to hear that because hearing it from you, I know that's 1,000. That's
yeah,
that's
yeah. But
that's
nobody,
family.
it's like, let me say this. A lot of people don't want to talk about it because they feel that they burning bridges. But nah, it's not burning. It's not burning bridges. It's just facts. You know what I mean? It's just that, only time. Let me say this. Only time you hear Chris' name mentioned, his anniversary or his birthday.
Facts.
After them two things go, you don't hear his name mentioned. Nothing. You know what I mean? You might hear once in a while, oh yeah, I miss Chris, whatever, whatever. But rather than that be, like everybody else, like, is in the entertainment world, he don't get, and he did so much for so many people, man. And it's sad.
Let me ask you this: Do you think that because it seems like that's the way of the industry? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why it's like that.
Cause I'm gonna say why it's like that. because a lot of people in position, they always been selfish. And I'm gonna say this: a lot of them that is in position never had power till they got this situation.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
right.
So you got to look at them like, okay, before if it wasn't a music game, what would you be?
Wow.
You know, what would you be? You know what I mean? You didn't have no heart. You wasn't built like certain ways to take chances. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, come on. It's like, what would you be if it wasn't this music game? If they if they take the music and the material things for a lot of these artists, basketball players, actors, football players, or whatever we want to call them, a lot of them would be lost. A lot of them be lost.
So let me ask you this: do you think that that strategic moving, because I mean, this is a pattern we're talking about, removing away the leadership, removing away the people with the pure hearts, getting them out the way,
Yep.
and rising up other people with, that can continue the selfishness in the business and continue to rob the culture, and rob all of these talented artists. Do you think that that's strategically done, though?
Oh yeah, it is. It is, man. You got a lot of good dudes out here that want to look out for their people, want to help their people back in the days where I put you on, you help somebody else. Because you got to remember, I always say this to brothers. You got to remember, somebody gave you an opportunity. Why it's so hard for you not to give somebody else an opportunity? You can't help everybody, but if you help somebody and help somebody, it's like you helping everybody because you might not deal with the person I'm dealing with, but that's my man. I'm gonna put him on because that's my man. So guess what? I gave him an opportunity. Then he might put his man on. You know what I mean? You can't, like I say, everybody can't be in the fishbowl, but everybody can swim around it.
Mm,
You know what I mean? But in
right.
their mind is, I don't want them there because I don't hate him. I don't dislike him, but he's a threat. So when you're a threat to somebody, they don't want you in that circle. You know what I mean? Because you're not a part of that question mark. And you sit back and say the question mark. When you was a kid, you looked at the Batman. The question mark was the Joker.
Right.
So so you got to look at all these dudes like they the Joker. Cause you got to remember the Joker was selfish. And that's
Absolutely.
what these dudes is. That's what these dudes are in this industry, man. Because let me say this: you say we sit back here and say the white man this, the white man that, right?
Absolutely.
But we know what the white man feel about us, so we know that already.
Right.
But the white man, he don't care. He'll give you an opportunity. He'll use you enough till he's tired of you. Then he'll do his 1-2, bring you down. You know what I mean? Every artist that you see in this world that made it big, they brought him down. They shut him up. They got tired of him. So it's like we say we need to support black on black,
Hmm.
where black on black, so they don't support black on black. How many black dudes out here is trying to do what they doing, but guess who blocked them? They own. You know what I mean?
Let me
They
say,
own.
with that being said, OG, do you think that that is? Do you think that's something that's taught, or that's just the way our culture is?
Well, it's the way our culture, but it's taught to because it's like it's just like let me use this like good example. Everybody gonna laugh at me. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. When I was a kid, and it's so crazy. That was the first movie I seen when I was a kid. If you look at that movie, you look at it, it was a candy factory, right?
Right.
But everybody looked at it like, oh, the little kids got to go in there, and they went in a building where they showed him different things, right? That's the same
Right.
thing the industry is. Sometimes I tell people, when you see a movie, just don't look at it because your favorite stars in there. That movie got a message in it.
Mm.
Willy Wonka had a message in every kid in there. Every kid, it was a message in every kid that came and won that ticket and came in there. The greed, the pettiness. Only one kid wasn't greedy, wasn't petty, wasn't a part of the game. He listened. He was a different breed. So guess what? He won because he followed the rules. In this industry, is no rules. There's no rules. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I have a problem with because at the end of the day, we see these stories time and time again, where we see all of this amazing talent, yet we see them rise. We watch them rise. We watch the award shows. We watch Life's Great. The picture is painted beautifully. Like, man, they doing it. That's inspiration for me. I want to get in the game. I want to do it. And then we see the end result,
Because,
millions and millions of albums sold later. They're broke.
because I'm gonna say this: why they broke? Because they so caught up. They so caught up. Don't want to help somebody else. Let
Mm.
me say this: if I help you get to the top, you help your man get to the top. Guess what? I'm still rich. Because at the end of the day, if I do the right thing by my man,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, you got to say hopefully because a lot of people do have the flip mode energy in them.
Right.
So it's like when you help people, God always bless you. So if it's a blessing gonna come right back to you. So if you do fall, you never know who's gonna be there to pick you up. When you
Right.
treat people with respect, see a lot of these dudes in this industry, they lost the respect thing. Because if I respect you, it's not hard helping you.
Mm.
It's not. Sometimes most of these dudes that is in a great position, when you grew up with them, you're around them or whatever, they already know who you are.
Right.
They already know what you're about. With money, without money. But at
Mm.
the same time, with money, without money, you still a threat. So guess what? They
That's
want to
deep.
keep you far away from them because everybody else want to be the yes man and they ass kisser. This dude, he's not going to be neither one of them. He going to check the situation, and most of them don't like when you check them around their peers. So guess
Right.
what they got to do? In their mind, oh, he's a problem. He's a problem. We can't have him around. But everybody see him. Oh, he cool people. Everybody talk about him, love him, and this and that. But still, he's a threat. Cause when you on the same status with somebody, guess what? You expose them. You know what I mean? And that's why you always see a lot of people that got these people around them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you turn around and say, why this young dude just got killed? Why this person got broke? Because they ain't got no dudes, no real dudes around them and say, bro, this ain't the way to do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Listen, we was doing this before we got in this game. Now we in this game. Let's get the money and win. Let's get the money and build something. But no, it's like you got to remember, as a child, when your father said to you, Be a leader, not a follower.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta remember what you see is out here these days, nothing but followers.
Right.
Cause at the end of the
Well,
day,
look,
what
IG followers. I mean, like, that's a good terminology. It could have been named anything else, but everybody's chasing followers.
yeah, and that's a G check for real. But it's like they chasing that, and that's what the industry come to now. Because if I call a label that I'm cool with somebody and say, "Yo, I got this hot artist," the first thing they ain't gonna do, they not gonna ask what the music sound like, what she about. The first thing come out their mouth is what the numbers look like on social media. So
Mm,
it's already, that's why I say it's nothing but followers, because these dudes in position should tell the owners of the labels and the bosses that, man, these dudes don't have talent. They just got followers. They don't have the talent. Because at the end of the day, it will show one day.
right.
What record that you hear now can be a LL Cool J, a DMX in 30 years, EPMD, Eric B. and Rakim, KRS-One,
I
Queen
don't hear none of
Latifah,
it.
Mona Love. What record you could say in 30 years, you could say that, yo, that's a classic. It's what you playing now. But it's like, once again, it's like monkey see, monkey do. What you follow is play follow the leader.
Right. Let me ask you this, OG. So, is it safe to say that, in a way, that's what happened with Dame? Because it seemed like Dame had a different type of perspective in the game, and he had a whole different. It was about, you know, came in the game. It was about ownership. You know, um, us owning our masters, us owning us. It was
Yeah.
about, us. Is it safe to say that, that's the situation, in comparison with what tying in with what you're talking about right now, as far as, trying to remove those elements out of the way because
Yeah.
of the
But see, to people, Dame Dash was a threat to them. That's what I'm saying. There's a threat. He was a threat to the master. So when you're a threat to them and a threat to the master slaves,
Mhm.
you're a problem. You know what I mean? It's just like I always say, if you don't understand what I'm saying, go rent this movie or Google it, Django. Rent that movie, and that's what the industry is. Django. Now you got Samuel L. Jackson, love his master. That's the same thing this industry is. You know what I mean? It's like Dame Dash was a threat. They couldn't control him. See, when they can't control you, you're a problem. You're a threat.
Mm.
That's why if you see so many dudes out here that is good dudes is working, but it's hard for them to get in, but they got the box they way in. That's what happened with Suge. You got, like I tell dudes all the time, if I wish Suge was still out here, when it
Right.
never got knocked out, because he had everybody on their toes. He made sure it didn't matter. You was white, black, Chinese, Asian. It didn't matter. He had them on their toes. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like the Dame Dash, and he right. We need to own, because he ain't saying nothing wrong, because at first they can't stand us, but they love our music. It's like what we started, they own now.
Mm.
Then you got all these dudes, is, as they said, they billionaires, whatever. Ain't none of them come together and say, let's go back out and help our people. They
See,
don't.
now that's what, it's funny you say that, because that's what I don't understand. Now, I know when we seen, these guys try to pull this off. We seen Jay Prince and all of those guys try to come together. All these bosses try to come together to make a power move. and that even was railroaded down. A power move that could have benefited the music culture.
But see, well, you just said it. You just answered your own question, bro. It was all the music bosses. Now you got to remember this. You say all the music bosses, the boss, but everybody wasn't a boss.
Mm,
Everybody wasn't built to be in that room because they was weak from the get go.
wow.
And then on top of that, it's like, listen, at the end of the day, it don't. It's like if you look at, I'm gonna mess your head on this one, and this is the G check right here. Shout out to my cousin, Jania Butler. Yo,
Shout out Janelle.
this right here is, it don't matter in this industry we in, black, black on black. It's no different where you always got in that pile. It's 3 or 4 agents in there, go right back to their masters and tell their masters what's going on. So when the masters get a line of that, they put the shit in it.
Mm,
So it's just like, good example. Whenever black people march, the police know every move they make. Every move they made. But at this Capitol with Donald Trump, they made a move that they didn't even let the police know what they was doing. They was lost. So that just tell you it's like it's jingle. That's what I call them, jingle. It's just that you always feel that because we black on black, we love each other. Yeah, we love each other. We say that, but we really don't, because at the end of the day, bro, if we love each other, we don't know each other, but we show each other love.
right,
We show each other's respect. When you ask me, yo, bro, can you do this, whatever, when baby girl asked me, it was no problem. Let me do this. That's love. That's support and respect.
right,
And so many dudes out here is in position that they'll get on TV and say, it's love. It's no love. How many people that you say you love, that you grew up with, you ran around with, that you show that love to?
mm,
How many people you show that love to? That you in a great position. It don't matter whatever happened back then. You grown now. You was a child back then. You grown now. So whatever you feel about a person, that should be let go and move forward. And let's help one another. Because you can't tell me you want to help black on black, because you still to this day, right now, while we here talking,
right.
everybody on here, if you saying that we got love, let me show you something. I don't care about. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing against none of them. You ain't once hear Puff call me. You ain't once hear all these dudes that we looked out, Chris looked out, whatever. Ain't one of them call and say, "Yo, I see what you doing.
Right.
How can I open the door for you if you love somebody?" But it's like, as a black on black, it's never going to happen that way, because we could talk that. We could talk that love, the black accident, black love, this and that. No. Whenever you see black love, it's the same motherfuckers that getting all that money together. And that's that black love, because as long as that money's there together, it's black love. How many people fell off and they don't want to show no black love? Great example. You got, if you saying you love and you this and you that, you for your people, it's a bunch of artists out here that need assistance.
Even some of our older ones too.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no
You know
way
what I
that they
mean?
should be.
Yeah. It's just that, it's just to feel that, oh, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want them to feel away. No, feel away, because people need to know how fake y'all people are out here. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
not bashing them. It's not, oh, I need to do this to get the attention. No, B. I tell people this all the time. I was born in the Bronx. Let me make this clear on your show. I was born in the Bronx. So I'm a Bronx kid, but raised in Mount Vernon. Raised in Mount Vernon. Ran around Mount Vernon since I was a kid. And I tell people this all the time. I was famous before Heavy D.
Mm-hmm.
I was famous before Albie Shaw,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, Pete Rock, CL Smooth, every last one of them. Even I don't take none away from my man Denzel. Take none away from him. In 77 to 80 something I got locked up. You say Mount Vernon, you would never hear none of their names. None of their names till they got on them stages. None of them. And I'm saying this on your platform. And if anybody from Mount Vernon could come on here and you could interview them and they tell you something different, you let me know. We can have that conversation. Because it wasn't nowhere around this world that I wasn't there.
Mm.
I wasn't there. So if anybody tell you anything different, please call me, bro. Don't be afraid to call me.
You
And
know I
then get
got
them on the
you
phone.
you know I
Tell
call you.
me, tell me, tell me where they was at. And I promise you, if you mention Mount Vernon, my name came out their mouth back in them days.
That's crazy because it's like you're saying right now, you know what I'm saying, OG? It's like it's just it's like we almost at a point to where this wall, because it's funny how the dynamics of the game have changed, because even a lot of the people that wasn't even really rocking with each other or whatever, when things kind of got cornered and
Mm-hmm.
the dynamics of the game went a certain type of way, it's almost like they kind of cut off these people water supply where they couldn't even really eat unless you come and get with this group over here, or you come and get with us over here, or sign to this, or you know whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
it's funny because it's like these people really couldn't eat,
Now,
and then you
like
go over with these certain groups, and now everybody happy, everybody popping champagne, everybody back in the mix, everybody back getting it in now, everybody back smiling,
yeah.
everybody back getting a few dollars.
But that's what I call plastic, B. All that shit is plastic, B. Because at the end of the day, right now, what you doing, you become Tom Joyner in the morning show. I promise you, I'm gonna say this. You'll have a million of these fake dudes, you can't even get them on the phone right now. But let that when it's gonna happen, and I promise you, every last one there is gonna be on your back. Yo, that's my man. I'm your man as long as you're doing good. As long as you're doing good, I'm your man. But take a downfall, B. You know what I mean? And then the sad part about that is, how can I put it? It's like you'll reach your hand out to help if a person drowning or whatever. And these are your people. But at the end of the day, they want to give you a penny because they don't want to see you rise. They act like they do. They tell the world, "Oh, that's my man. Yo, he down, whatever, whatever." But they don't want to help you. That's not your man. It's just a conversation how when everybody win awards, the first thing they do, I want to thank God. Why you want to thank God? God bless you in this earth. So that means you're supposed to share the love.
Mm.
He shared his land to the world. But y'all want to thank God and just thank the people just in your circle.
Hmm.
Well, you just got to look at it where, like I say, like the people that in the industry I respect, where I can say, yo, good dude, whatever. I'm gonna say this. My man Danny Glover. Danny Glover, Color Purple, Danny Glover.
Right.
When you get to know this man, he gonna treat you like he's your brother.
Come on.
Like he's your brother. Not he more famous than all these cats in this industry. But at the end of the day, he never let that change who he is. When that man touched down in New York City, I'm the first person he called.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I tell you, I met him for the first time when we were shooting Almost Christmas.
Yeah.
So when we JB, I work with JB Smooth. That's my brother, my childhood friend. We grew up, from elementary school. We gaga Google together. So I came to Atlanta a day early because I always get there a day early. And Danny Glover was sitting there eating with a friend of his. And I'm walking I'm in the lobby getting ready to wait for somebody to come and grab me. I was going to go shopping, and he seen me. He's sitting there eating. He said, he said, you young motherfucker, bring your ass over here. I'm like, yo, that's Danny. I was like, what's up, Danny? He said, come on, take a picture. I said, nah, man, I don't want to take no picture with you. I said, you sitting there eating. I don't do that, man. I feel bad when I'm with JB and everybody sit there and watch this man. Soon as his food come, they want to come over here and talk to him. I said, nah, I don't do that, man. I'm not. He's like, man, take this picture. So I took a picture with him.
Right.
Left out. Every morning when we go to go to the set. We all leaving at the same time. So I'm always on time, on point. Get down there. I'm the first one down there. So I tell JB, yo, come on, let's go. The van is down here. Let's move. Danny Glover, he come down. I'm in the front seat. So the girl tell me, man, get out the seat. Let Danny in the front. I said, nah, he get in the back. So he's like, get your young ass in the back. So I get in the back. Now I'm messing with him.
Right.
Every day I do that. Then, I think we had one more shoot to do. So I had my book bag down there in the van. So JB get in the van. Danny, I said, damn, let me go get something to drink. Y'all thirsty? So I went and got some water. Come back. We all in the van. So I'm in the van and I'm looking. I see my book bag out there. I said, hold up, that look like my book bag. I'm looking in the truck for my book bag. I said, hold up, lady. I said, that's my book bag out there.
Right.
Danny Glover said, I got your young ass would keep telling me to go in the back. Yo, when I tell you, that's how
Wow.
classy this man is, B. And he got a good heart, B. You know what I mean? So it's like people like that make your life want to stay in the game where everybody's not bad, everybody's not selfish.
Right.
You know?
Let me ask you this, because DMX, and I'm so happy that the brother is like really, really shaking back, man, and looking amazing, and you know what I mean. It's like he getting back on this apex or whatever, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
tell me about the relationship with you and DMX.
Well, listen, I grew up with his whole family. His whole family. Originally, he's from Mount Vernon, but he lived in Yonkers.
Right.
But it's like X. I met X through my brother used to work with them when Rough Riders first, when the Rough Riders, when that first started out, before it was a label, like I say once again, that when Darren was talking about when he came to Mount Vernon, he met some guys, the little bad guys. That
Right.
was us. That
Come
was us.
on.
He ain't never say our names, but that was us. What happened to my
Right.
brother? Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
here.
So he never said our names, but that was us. But I met X through my little brother when my brother was rocking with him. I was in the penitentiary. I had
Right.
30 years. I had 30 years. So when they came out, I was gone already. So when I used to talk to him on tour, talk to him all the time, and holler at him. So when I came home, you know, X, I guess Darren knew D. he knew I wasn't a yes man or ass kisser, didn't care about nothing. So he
Right.
had called me, yo, B, I need you to go with X. And I said, all right, no problem. So we went to the first time I went with him, we went to Albuquerque, New Mexico. So when we went to Albuquerque, this how backwards they was. I don't know why Darren flew me to. We flew to. I went to Albuquerque and X was still in Mexico. I mean Miami with this chick.
Right.
So his baby mother, whatever she was special. Let me just say that.
Right. Right.
So when I get to Miami, I mean when I get to Albuquerque, I'm calling X like, yo, X, make sure you catch this flight. So he's like, I'm great, get on it. So whenever he get on the flight, I guess the girl's like, X, if you get on that flight, I'ma leave you.
Oh,
So
come
I
on, man.
kept calling, kept X was like, yo, I'm on the next flight. I'm on the next. I said, X, these dudes is gonna sue the shit out you, B. I said, I don't care what you do. So this was the last stick. So the girl I said, yo, X, let me speak to your baby mother. She got on the phone. I said, sweetheart, listen, I don't know you and you don't know me. I said, at the end of the day, you say you love that man is there. The man got to work. So whatever you doing, he supports your habit. So if you don't, they gonna lose all that money because they're gonna sue him. So I got to her, then I was like, yo, put X on the phone. X, I said, X, you got to catch this flight because they already calling the lawyers talking about they can ready to sue you for a lot of paper.
Right.
X got on the flight. When X got on the flight, all the stories I was hearing about X go in his room, lock it, you can't get in, whatever. I remember the stories. So when we got there, I got X there. We picked him up. He was like, back to normal. Like, yo, hey, my girl. I said, X. I said, X. It's about the money. I understand your girl. So got him to the hotel. So the stories I'm hearing, I said to the lady at the front desk, I said, I need a key to his room and you give him a key to my room. I said, I don't care what he say, what he call. If you change his lock, you change his key to this room, I will sue this hotel. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, do not change his keys. So all the stories I was hearing about X ain't coming, whatever. When I tell you, I never had a problem
Wow.
getting him up, getting him going. I let him play with his planes, his helicopters, whatever. Then this is the crazy thing. You know how when the basketball season start,
Yeah.
we in Albuquerque. They had a tournament. I forgot what team was playing. I say because the dude was like, yo, bring X to the game. I got some tickets for him. He sit in the front row, whatever. I said, all right. I said, X, we're going to go to this game. He was like, all right, B, that's what you want to do? I said, yeah, come on. He was flowing, no problem. When I tell you, we started from the top of the stadium. We walked in there. You hear the whole crowd, one person, X, it just went around the stadium.
Come
When I
on.
tell you, by the time we got to the second tier to the floor, yo, the basketball players stopped playing. They
What?
had to stop. The whole team, the coaches, everybody was like trying to figure out who is, because everybody wasn't paying no attention to the game. Everybody's looking at us coming down the steps.
Wow.
And when I tell you, he went down there, he went on the floor, everybody showed him love. I say, yo, X, let's get out of here. So we went through there, did a little cameo, and kept it moving. And I tell you, I never had a problem out of him. But the other problem I had when I went to Miami, where I went? I went to Miami one day. D wanted me to go get him to go do something. I go to Miami. I get there. I get out off the plane. I call this girl. I say, yo, this AB. I go to the door. She look at the peak hole and said, I said, who's this? I said, AB. She kept saying, I said, where X at? oh. She kept saying, oh. Go to your room and call him. I said, go to the room and call him for what? I'm right
Right.
here.
I'm right here.
You know what I mean? But it was, you know what I mean? They was on they
On
fantasy
the, yeah,
world.
on the,
They was
yeah,
on
yeah,
that
yeah.
fantasy world. So, you know, later on, X was like, yo, B, that's my baby mom. I said, B, I respect you. I understand that's your baby mom's, but I don't have respect for her. Then we went to the barber shop and he's like, yo, B, my baby mom's hungry, B. Can you loan me some money if I get her? I wanted to say, nah, X, but that was my dude. You know what I mean? So I took it, you know, I said, let me be the better man. And then he was like, somebody gave him the car to drive. He ain't have no license. So he was
Right.
like, yo, hey, come on, ride with me. I said, X, I'm not getting in the car with you, champ. I'm on probation. I don't even
Right.
supposed to be in Miami. I'm
Right.
not getting in no car with you, champ. When I tell you he's a reckless driver, you would never pay me get in another car with X. But
Right.
but one thing about him, he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. I love him to death, man. And you know, even All Star Weekend, I bought him introduced to my girl, Dirty Diana. So they sat
That
down.
was dope right there,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. He sat down and he was like, "Oh, you're." I said, "Yo, actually, she could flow." He's like, "Yeah, B. Everybody said they could flow." And then you know you spit for him. Then he's like, "Yeah, I got some music I want you to hear." And then we played two songs. Then we played that self-made joint. When I tell you,
That's my joint.
yo, he went crazy. He was like, "Yo, I need to get on this. I need to get on this." And it's just that the knowledge he gave her, it was like a baby. She couldn't even move. She was so impressed what this man was saying. And she was like, when she left there, she wanted to cry because he was breaking so much knowledge down to her and telling her like, yo, this is what it is. And then he was like, yo, he said, baby, I'm a real dude. He said this. He said, I don't care, AB here, that's your manager, this my man. But he said, you was fucking dope. He said,
Wow.
I've been
X said
around.
that.
He said, yo, I'm giving you props. You is official.
Wow.
So
You know
I'm
what,
like,
OG? I mean, man, that's the thing about you, man. Like, what do you feel is so unique about you and why people gravitate to you so much?
me, I always been me, I'm not afraid of people. I'm a people person. I'm not afraid. I listen, I could see a baby in a restaurant. I'm gonna start a conversation with the baby.
Right.
And the moms and they'll probably look at me like I'm crazy, but the baby understand that, wow, this dude don't even know me. He talking to me. And I tell people that, man, it's nothing wrong speaking to people. It don't matter how you feel, how a person look, how gangster he is. Listen, them same gangsters, they just want somebody to talk to them. They ain't got nobody to talk to because everybody feel that they not gonna have a conversation. I broke dudes down with straight up killers, and we just sit there and build. I'd be like, yo, nigga, listen, I don't care where you from. I'm from the same place you from on Earth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm going to respect you. That's the key. A lot of people don't understand. It don't take. It only take respect. You show people respect, and you'll get it back. Just like I had to tell a dude I was in Harlem one day, and it was a pit bull out there, and the dog kept looking at me. I'm talking to the dog like, yo, come here. The dude was like, yo, B, don't get too close to him. I said, this is the difference between a dog and human. It's no
Right.
different. I said a dog will attack somebody a coward or afraid. I'm not afraid. You get where I'm coming from? So he was like, wow. I said, yeah, I'm not afraid of the dog, B. You know,
Right.
if I go to him like, he'll start barking. But the
Right.
dog ain't move. He just sit there with his tongue out and looking at me like, yeah, who the hell is this dude? You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
when you got that kind of personality where you're not afraid of people, you're not afraid of yes or no, what else to be afraid of? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
not. It's like I say, it's communication. If one person don't want to talk to you, so what? I guarantee the next one will. So
Right.
me, I'm like, I'm not afraid. I have a conversation with a bum, and we have the best conversation, laugh, joke, whatever. I'm a comedian. You know what I mean? When I'm on the road with JB, we clown, and this is the thing that I say that I'm putting in my book. Everybody want to know this question. This is the biggest question. How do you know so many people?
You know I was gonna ask you that. That was one of my questions I was gonna ask too. I mean, man, you know everybody.
Yeah,
You know everybody. Like
yeah,
those relationships are so priceless. You know what I mean? Like it's nobody that you don't know or not connected to.
yeah,
um what does that mean to you, the relationship aspect of it all, just being a, because to me I feel like in the entertainment business, I feel like the organic, realistic part of the game is built on relationships.
yeah. Most people know me. They know I'm not phony. If I don't like you, I'm gonna make it be known. I'm not gonna talk to you. You know what I mean? I'm not
Right.
gonna sit here and play like we all right and we cool and we not. I'm not gonna do that. But
Right.
like I tell people, I don't care how much money you got in the world, that don't mean nothing. What mean the world to people is relationship. A relationship is is better than money. Money can go, relationship will stay there if you got them. And when I say that, because I had a long time in jail,
Right.
and people try to figure me out to this day, even in jail. When certain dudes that know me when I was on the street, they sit there and tell somebody, "Oh yeah, AB know that person. Oh, he know that person," and they look at me like, "How he know that? That dude don't know this person." Even when I was like, even let me say this: 92, I was in a joint called McKean, Pennsylvania. I was working on trying to get Malcolm X's daughter come up there to speak. That's my homegirl.
Right.
So, only reason why they didn't do it because the Malcolm X movie came out, and where I was at, it was a lot of rednecks up there, so they wasn't allowing that.
Right.
I left there. Even when I was there, it was certain people like, "Oh, he know this person. This is his family. He know Heavy D. He know this person," and they look at me like, that nigga don't know nobody." You know what I mean? So because I'm not, like I tell people, I'm not the type that I need, say, good, let me give a great example. JB Smooth. That's my childhood friend. I don't need him. I don't need to walk around and tell people, "Oh, I work with JB. I do this with JB or whatever." I don't do that. JB will tell you. Every city we go to, before they go to him, they come to me because I know them. And he always say, "Damn, B, everywhere I go, you'll have somebody come and drive us, take us here and there." Because, like I tell people, it's how you treat people. I always treat people fair.
Right.
Yeah, somebody always calling me. Hold on for a minute. Yo, I'm live. I hit you back. Yeah, but I always treat people fair. I don't look at nobody special because you're a rapper, you're a millionaire, you're a bum. I look at you as a human being because at the end of the day, that's who I was. I've been around a lot of people. I look at them no different than a person that don't have no money,
Right.
you know. So they respect that. And me, when I'm around people, if they come somewhere, if I could, my key thing is I always say, "Let me get you. I'll get you in. I got you." I don't leave nobody that's with me till they all in, and I'm the last person. And I tell
Right.
people, no matter where I go, I know people around the world. It don't matter what event they at. I promise you, somebody know me. We never have a problem
Man.
because of who I am, how I treat people, and respectful. Like I tell people, if somebody come to you and say I don't like him or whatever, it's only two things. I don't mess with him. It might be three. I cursed him out, aired him out. I took his girl. He's just jealous.
Right.
But rather than that, anywhere you go, you say, "Oh, I know AB." They be like, "Yo, that's a good dude right there." You
Right.
know what I
Right.
mean? But
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, what would you say though? Is the biggest challenge that you've ever faced in life or in the entertainment business? Because, like I said, like you just said, you've been all around the world. You've
mhm.
been around the most famous people, millionaires to whomever you name. What would you say has been the most challenging though in your personal life, and in the entertainment business?
The challenge, the two things I'm gonna say was five. I want to say it's 5 to 7 years ago. They was shooting a movie called Top Five
Hmm.
with Chris Rock, JB, girl, Gary and Dawson, and I was supposed to go to LA April 1st with JB. We had to shoot something out there. And this is how God works in mysterious ways. They cancel it.
The show?
They cancel the week that we had to go there.
Okay.
The reason why they cancel it, because I guess God, I had a brain tumor.
Oh man.
So before that, I was at a club with my cousin and them with some girls. So I thought it was the computer messing with my eyes. It was blurry, whatever. So I'm at a club. A dude grabbed one of the girls' butts. I go to the dude like, "Yo, how you gonna disrespect a young lady?"
Right.
And the dude's like, "Yo, blah." I said, "Man, listen, whatever, whatever." So the dude, he went and got his man. So I didn't see his man and him standing on the other side of me. I just seen him. And then my homeboys see me the way, where I moved. They was like, "Oh, B, get ready, get into something. Let's go over there."
Right.
And then it's like, "Yo, B," it's like, "Yo," so whatever. It just went. It just they walked away. So my cousin's like saying, "Yo, B, you seen the rest of them dudes with him?" I said, "Nah." So one of my other eye right here, it was going blind. I couldn't see. So I went to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor, she looked at I went and I said, it must be, let me go get some reading glasses let me go get something to block the glare on the computer. She looked at me, went in my eyes, and said, after you leave out of here, go straight to the emergency room. So, emergency room for what? I ain't go. I
Right.
went home. So I went home. That's when God blessed me with a boy. So my son, I went back there, whatever. So she called me and said, "Did you go to the emergency room?" I said, "Nah, I ain't go." She said, "B, please, I'm begging you. I don't know you like that, but I'm begging you." So I went to the emergency room, they took X-rays. April 1st, they did emergency surgery. Took that tumor out my brain.
Come on, man.
Yeah, yeah. Then on top of that, when they took it out through my nose. So when they took it out, the doctor told me it was the biggest tumor he took out of the brain. So he was like, I said, I don't know how I got it. So he took it out and he told me before I had the surgery, he said, and I just had my son. My son was like 1 year old. And he was like, I could tell you, I said, I'm gonna be straight up with you. If we hit the wrong nerves,
It's
something
over.
could happen.
Right.
You know what I told him? He said to me, he said, "You know why you gonna make it?" He said, "You cocky and strong." So I
Hmm.
told him, I said, "Listen." And then when that morning I went 5 o'clock, laid on the bed before they go operate, He said, I'm going to say it one more time. Exact words came out of my mouth. I told him, I said, Doc, when you finish, when you come and see me, I'm going to be smiling and I'm going to say hello. As soon as he finished the surgery, whatever, I'm in the recovery room, whatever. He came to see me. I was smiling. He said, yo, he told my moms, and my moms ain't even know I had the tumor. I waited for her to come up. When she came up, I told her, and she was like, baby, I said, listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like like my mom's always say as a kid, I was like a cat. I had 9 lives. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, cause I was running wild, crazy, break on motorcycle, breaking my legs, car accidents, everything. And and she was like, babe, God love you. You here for a reason. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Right.
and it's like you sit back and say, I tell people, it's not hard. It's show love.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think is from your personal experience in all these years, you know, being around and being in this business, um, like I said in the beginning, being a part of so many different legendary careers, man, assisting in these careers. What would you say is the biggest problem from your personal experience and expertise in this business we call the entertainment business? What would you say is the biggest problem with the entertainment business?
It's us, man. It's us. Greed. Greed.
You think that's ever gonna change?
Nah. I don't think everybody on Clubhouse talking about, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. But it's just like I'm gonna put it the best way where everybody on here can understand it. You ever you got somebody that you grew up with and they die and you ain't seen a lot of people in years. Soon as you see them at a funeral, you're back to best friends, or we need to stop meeting like this. And soon as that funeral is over and they walk down them steps and get in their car, it's back to normal. That's
Mm,
this industry. It's just a talk game. You know what I mean? It's just, it's just like, I put it, like I say, it's no love for people that look like us because you got every other culture showing each other love, support, lift ups, helps. With us, it ain't gonna never happen, man, because it don't matter whatever happened. 9/11 hit. Everybody was panicking. Everybody was all lovey dovey. You know what I mean? And nothing changed. After 9/11 cleared everything back to normal.
right.
You know what I mean? And then on top of that, when I say 9/11, show you how that, when I say I have an angel, I got God with me. God is an angel out here because a lot of people don't know this. And I'm going to give it to you too. First, 9/11, God woke me up early that morning. And guess who I called?
Oh,
I was in Yazoo, Mississippi. And God woke me up to call Chris.
come on, man.
Let me say this. God woke me up to call Chris. Chris was going have he was supposed to have a meeting in the towers.
Come
I
on.
called I called Chris early that morning and cursed his ass out so bad because he was supposed to send this money to me, whatever. I rode Chris so hard because God wanted me to hold him back because his meeting was in the towers. When I got off the phone with Chris said, yo, cuz, I promise you, I'm going to send you this money as soon as I leave this meeting. When he got in the car, got on the highway on the Jersey Turnpike, because he was living in Livingston.
Right.
When he was living in Livingston, got on the car halfway into New York. The first plane hit.
What?
The first plane hit. Right?
Right.
Then when that happened, I called him like 3 days later because everything, the phones was wired, going crazy in New York or whatever. I called him a couple of days later. He said, "Cuz, this is the reason why I love you." I said, he said, you saved my life again. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it was a guy that worked for Chris' assistant. The same guy that robbed Busta Rhymes. He go by the name of Bubba. One day we was going to the Hamptons. Chris had a house up there that his wife didn't know nothing about.
Right.
Shout out to my man Jim. Jim was a good friend of Chris, white guy, love him to death. I call him the best friend of Chris. That's the
Wow.
only friend that Chris could have. You know what I mean? So we went up there while we was driving to the Hamptons because Chris' wife was trying to manipulate him to put certain people in power where they could try to. She already had everything lined up what she was trying to do to his death. So
That's deep, OG.
yeah, so we driving. So Chris going to get in the gas station, go get some snacks or whatever. And I tell him, he's like, "Oh, B, I'm the man." I said, "Nigga, let me say something to you." I said, "Only reason why you got a job is because of me."
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. It went over his head. He was like, "Nah, I got a job because of Lori Dobbin." I said, "No, nigga, you got a job because of me." I said, "If it wasn't for I said when 9/11 hit, B, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't know nothing about Chris, nothing." So he was like, "Oh, B, you just be talking shit." I said, "Yeah, all right." As soon as Chris got in the car, I said, "Chris," I said, "Cuz, tell this nigga he got a job because of me." And Chris told him straight up, "Nigga, yeah." I said, "Nigga, I told him about 9/11." Chris said, "Yo, yeah." But I, you know what I mean? It's just that, a lot of people benefited from Violator that Chris put in position that shit went to their heads. You know what I mean? So a lot of them was jealous because I was Chris' cousin. So they felt that, oh, you Chris' cousin, you could do what you want. I said, no, my nigga, I'm AB. I'm a man. I do what I want anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? I said, it don't matter cause that's family. I'm doing what I want to do anyway. It ain't got nothing to do with Chris. I said, I've been like this. I said, nigga, I was out here before Chris was out here.
Right. Right.
So let me correct that. So, it's just that, they always thought that, oh, that's Chris' cousin. I said, nigga, I made my own lane. B, I said, nah. I said, B, you can't find, like I always say around my way or any way. I said, Heavy D made Puff. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I can't wait to correct Charlemagne when he was saying, oh man, Andre Harrell, and it was for Andre Harrell, it wouldn't be no Puff. No. Mm-mm. If it wasn't for no Puff, it wasn't for Hev, it wouldn't have been no Puff.
Wow.
See, the world don't understand that. You know what I mean? If
That's
it
deep.
wasn't for Heavy D, Eddie F, I'll be sure it wouldn't have been none of them. You know, and I say that to say Hev made a lot of dudes around my way who they are. You can't find one dude. You call
Thanks.
Mount Vernon and say, "Yo, AB said he's this." You can't find one dude around my way and say, "I made him," who he is. Nah, can't find one. You can't find one person. I've been like this. Listen, I've been running since I was in 6th grade. 7th grade, you couldn't tell me nothing. The rest of the years, I was the main man. So it's like, can't touch none of them. From Puff, Hev, Albie, Eddie F. Eddie F will tell you. Al will tell you. Pete will tell you. All of them. Even Grand Pooper, all of them. You know what I mean? Even with Pooper, we ran together. Shout out to my man, and he never get plugged when he on here. You know, anybody do anything
Right.
from New Rochelle. He go by the name of Batman. Alvin Flowers. That was my little running man. We was like 9-1 fame. We was 914 famous. Didn't
Right.
matter in any borough you mention our names. Me, Alvin, Soup, Shawnee C, Don Juan, Todd, you know, Charlie Chase, you know, is like it was so many, and like a girl named Brenda Gibbs, Freshie, Tammy Harper, Janine Garvin. These are names where people could say, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, those was out there, you know, but it's just butter. You know, Jeff Dixon, you know, Ludacris manager. You know what I mean? It's just so many dudes from out my way. If you ask them about me, they'll tell you. It wasn't nowhere in New York City, Jersey, DC, where you mention Mount Vernon, you mention my name.
Wow.
Before Puff, all of them. What I'm saying, and that's why
Have you had a conversation with Puff?
now, you know, I see, you know what it is. When when I came home, we conversated, and you know, he was like, "B, I want you to come home on that aggressive shit, whatever," because people. I was like, man, listen, I'm gonna give the people respect that respect me, man. You know, and I respect Puff for because when I came to a place called Fort Dix, New Jersey, it was a military base, big base. Woo. It was like so much space. When I got there, I said, damn, I could put a hot show here.
Right.
So what I did was I was calling Mark Pitts at the time. That was Biggie manager. I was calling Mark because all of us was in Howard. I knew all these dudes when they was nobody. Him, Don Poole, and the rest of them when they was nobody. Nobody. Let me say that.
Right.
So I used to call I used to call Mark Pitts and be like, yo, Mark, yo, let me do this. Let me do this show, man. Tell Biggie whatever, whatever, right? Mark used to duck me all the time. He had this girl that worked for him. She go by the name of Tanny Weeks. I call her. Yo, Mark ain't here. Mark ain't here. So one day I'm in the room watching TV. I forgot what one of them shows, Jerry Springer, one of them shows back in 90 something,
Right.
94. I see her name. I was like, hold up, is this the girl that worked with Mark? So she was breaking it. She was real intelligent. So I'm looking at her. I was like, I don't know what she looked like, but I know her name. So
Right.
when that aired and she got off, then one day I called. I was like, yo, Tanny, was you on this show? She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I guess her and Mark fell off. And then, you know, we kept in contact. And she came to me and said, I said, yo, I said, was Mark? I said, I know Mark was there all that time when I kept calling him. She was like, yeah, I don't know why he kept ducking you. I was like, yo, that's your homie. So I was like, man, fuck that dude, man. I ain't gonna keep calling that clown.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna keep calling that clown, right? So what I did, I called Puff. I said, yo, Puff, man, I want to have a show here, man. He said, set it up. So I said, cool, no problem. So I set it up. Boom. It was Puff, Craig Mack, and Biggie.
Right.
When I tell you to this day, they still talk about me about that show I had in the penitentiary. This show went around every prison around the world that I put on.
Wow.
Then on top of that, came home, I hollered at Mark and said, yo, Mark, you doing this movie, man. Go ahead and put that part in the movie. Biggie came to the jail because it would have been a good look.
Right.
You know what I mean? But once again, as being a black person is a threat because Mark Pitts and all them is who they are because of this industry. Rather than that, niggas wouldn't be shit. So, once again, me being a threat who I am, they didn't want to give me my props because if they had to do that, guess what? They had to mention me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They had to mention me.
Right.
Same thing with the documentary. They just put out on Netflix. 95 was the day he did that show. They could have called and said, yo, B, talk about the show that, when he came up there with Puff. They don't want to talk about that, B. Because I always been a main man my whole life. These niggas been fuck boys they whole life. You know what I mean? It took this industry to know Mark Pitts, Don Poole, and the rest of them. The rest of them. I didn't never have to get on the stage to dance,
Right.
sing, rap, none of that, none of that. You mentioned my initials like American Express. Everybody want it. Everybody know about it. That's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And see, that's the thing, man. Like that's the thing that I really admire, you know, a lot, man, is, even going through all of those experiences or whatever, you still have that mentality. You're still holding on to that mentality, and that humbleness, still willing to still lend a hand, still willing to try to open up doors, even though you're being blocked, on so many different levels. Because really and truthfully, with everything that have you guys have invested in the game, from the whole Violator movement and all of the other, people that you may have introduced to certain people with being in position, you would think that those blocks wouldn't be there and it would be an open door policy like, yo, that's AB. Yo, okay, you got artists now, man. Are you doing this? Are you doing that or whatever? Yo, I'm in
Mm-hmm.
position. Come on in. It's not like that.
Nah,
So,
they
let
ain't
me
that.
let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Even with having that OG status and being in the game for so long, um, do you prefer, because you're still active and you're still working with artists, do
Shout
you
out to Dirty.
do you prefer, working with artists, younger artists, as opposed to working with, some of the legendary artists or whatever that you've worked with in the game or whatever that may be turning a blind eye? Like, I don't see AB now. Do you still have that passion and that drive to build something from ground up?
Yeah, no, listen, Dirty is the young one. Shout out to Dirty Diana.
Shout out to Dirty Diana.
Make sure y'all go check her. She got some fire coming out. And then on top of that, you got Drag On.
Shout out to my guy Drag, man. That's my dude.
Then on top of that, you know what I mean? Shout out to my brother, Euro got it. That's my
Shout out to
listen,
you. All got it.
listen, I'm gonna tell you with him, he's a young guy. He just did a record with Future, you know what I mean? And he's a young guy with an old soul, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And once you get to know this brother, you be like, wow, because I was with the legendary Kenny Burks, Keep Rising to the Top.
Yeah.
So I met him when we was in the mall going shopping, me and Kenny, and Euro came in there. So I was like, yo, Kenny, he's a rapper. Kenny's like, huh? I didn't know him. I just say he's a rapper. I
Right.
went over to him. You know me, I'm cocky. I ain't got no problem. You know what I mean? You make faces, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I said, homeboy, you a rapper? He just looked at me like, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, all right. I said, so let me introduce you to a legend. So I said, I said, you remember Kenny Burch keep rising to the top? He's like, yeah. I said, he right there. Then he was like, wow. So he seen how humble me and Kenny was.
Right.
And he was like, wow, B, wow, man, I respect you. So I never told him who I was, nothing. They had a BMI Awards there. His right hand man was DC Fly Ty. And we on the red carpet was me. I was sitting there talking. It was me, Shaka Zulu, Ludacris. We all sitting there kicking it. Greg Street. We sitting there kicking it. He come in. He see me. I had the
Right.
same outfit on. He see me in that. He was like, and DC came, was like, yo, hey, what's up? He said, he asked, he said, yo, you know, he said, yeah, that's my man, man. And he was like, wow. He said, yo, homie, you real, you different. I said,
Right.
yeah. I said, homeboy, you know, it ain't about who you're around, you a person, you're a human being. I seen something in you, so I came and talked to you. You know, and that's the problem. You got to sometimes we got to learn to look at people in their eyes and read them and see what kind of person they are.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? A lot of people don't see that, and that's why so many dudes is out here getting killed. It's like read dudes, man. You know what I mean? You ain't got to always feed into that, and it just from that day we've been the best of friends. And it was so when I came with Dirty, I said, "Yo, we gotta get Euro on this record." He came, just do that one record, wound up knocking out 3 records.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's how it is. And then I'm online. I met my man, Mini Producer. Didn't know this man
Shout
from
out to
Can
Minute
of Paint.
Producer too.
Yeah. Didn't know that man from Can of Paint. It was just on there, just like, yo, wow. Just started talking to him. I was like, homie. He was like, B. He said, I never met nobody like you. And then my man, Majestic, he called me after I was live with Mini Producer. He said, man, you are a special dude, man. He said, because you went live with that guy, didn't even know him. You sat right there, made him feel comfortable, and gave him mad love, gave him energy. And
Right.
it's like, yo, B, I tell people, you never know who's who. You look at everybody the same way you look at yourself.
Absolutely.
Respectful. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so many
Absolutely.
people don't get that. You know, they feel that, oh, I'm up here, I got my tight suit on, I'm this. No, B. Be yourself. And that's the problem with a lot of us. We don't know how to be ourselves. See, I know who I am. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing when I was locked up. I had them 30 years. I know who I was. I didn't let the time do me. I did the time.
Right.
I had fun during the time. I met good dudes. I met bad dudes. I met dudes that didn't like me because I didn't want to talk to them. You know what I mean? I'm still cool with some of the CEOs that working there. Call me, check up. My brother Conrad Glover, he did a movie. He was my counselor. What? Guess what? He shot a movie. He's still doing his thing. We still in contact. He called me, yo, got dragged in the movie. You know what I mean? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it don't matter. It's like, yo, you just got to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right. Right. With we gonna have to it's so much Uncle with you, man. Like we gotta do this thing in chapters. You know what I mean? Let me we winding down. Um just a message to if you can give any wisdom to any of these young artists out here, man, that's thirsty to get into this entertainment business, man, and they basing it on the things that they see on TV, or they basing it on all of these new wave artists or whatever, thinking that that's the way or whatever. Any words of or gems that you can drop on them.
Yeah. Personally, first of all, learn to be yourself. That's the first thing. Second thing, get rid of all the yes mans. Get rid of them. You don't need them. It don't matter. They feel that you change, you different. At the end of the day, if they not there to make you look good, Because you got to remember this. Every artist, if you never had a child, go hold a child and feel the child love. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying to you, didn't understand what I was saying is every artist that you deal with is like a child.
Mm.
You got to protect that child. Don't matter if it's good or bad. You got to explain to them you don't need to fail. You get all this money, and at the end of the day, you give it right back to the same people that gave it to you. The people that you need to help, you don't give them a dime.
Right.
You know what I mean? You figure out, let me go to the strip club and throw this to some females that you don't even know from a can of paint.
Mm.
But your man that you knew your whole life is out here starving. You know he doing wrong. You don't even want to help him. But you'll
Wow.
call that's your man. But at the same time, when something go left, where them females at? Your man's still there. You know what I mean? So I'm saying to y'all is what I'm saying in so many words. It's like take care of the people that take care of you. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
most of us don't want to do that. We'll take care of female before we take care of our crew, our family, our friends. You would do more for a strange female that you met on the street because she got a pair of spandex on and a miniskirt rather than taking care of your man. And the only thing y'all gotta do, if y'all don't know, if you ain't got nobody in your corner that want to help you and show you the way, that want to show you the right way, don't be the yes man and tell you, okay, if I tell you what's right, you want to fire me, cool, no problem. Deal with what's become behind it. But
Right.
at the same time, it's like take care of the people that take care of you. And it's no different in the street game. When you eat and you're making enough money, why not take care of your man and let him eat? Then you ain't got to worry about no nigga shit, no petty shit, no robberies. You know?
Wow. Oh, gee, what can we look forward to in the future? Any future projects? I know we got Dirty Diana coming up. Any other future projects that we need to plug in real quick?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We definitely got Dirty Diane, Drag On. He just dropped the crazy mixtape
Crazy.
LP. You know what I mean? And you got many producer. You got we got a couple of things. We working on me and Dirty, and
I seen
and then
y'all.
you
Seen
know
y'all
and,
working on
and,
that
and
video. That video about to come.
oh yeah, that video coming,
I
yeah,
already
with
know it's gonna
Sky,
be crazy.
yeah, with Sky and Dirty, and let me say this to all, and it ain't got nothing to do with the industry. This has got something to do with a man and a woman. A man, respect your mother, respect your kids. That's your kid. If you don't like the baby mother, you don't like the wife or whatever, the kid ain't got nothing to do with it. That's you. He didn't beg to come in this world. But just take care of your kid. You know what I mean? It don't matter. Don't let a woman stop you from taking care of your kid.
Right.
Because when something go wrong, that's the person going to take care of you. You know? And with your moms, young guys out here don't respect their mother. Come on, man. She carry you 9 months, man. And that's the only queen in your life. No matter what go wrong, she gonna be in your corner. Your woman ain't gonna always be there. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
they know how to do flip a coin. They'll go heads and they'll go tail. You know what I mean? Just like my man. He got a baby. He got twins. Never seen his twins. They probably 2 years old now. But and then the lady taking them child support ain't seeing his kids. So women, stop doing that. You know what I mean? If you don't like the man because he got a new girl, come on. That ain't you making the kid hate you even more when he get older.
Right.
And we got to stop. We got to stop killing one of those black people over nothing. Because a man spoke to your girl, you ain't like the way she looked. And women, stop acting like you a man. You want to always jump in front of a man's face. It's not like that, love. You want respect, give the respect. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And we get it go on with them, man.
Look, that's a whole we got to do. We're gonna do that on Vibe One. That's some Vibe One stuff right there. We definitely got to chop it up about that. Bring you on. Look, man, I just you already know the vibes, man. You already know the relationship. I just
Definitely.
want to thank you so much, man, for spending this time. Dropping gems, sharing the wisdom. Any of your time is so valuable to me, man.
I
I'm so
appreciate it. You know what I
grateful
mean?
for the relationship, and I just want to just thank you so much, man, for just for the opportunity to be able to connect and the opportunity to build, and for coming on the platform, and for me and the team. I just want to wish you more blessings and more success
Oh yeah,
with
man.
everything that you're doing. For
I
real, man.
appreciate you, man. And then I tell people, man, you can't do it by yourself. You need a real team. You need a team, not a team that just want to be in it and snake you. You need a real team, man. You know what I mean? Work together. Because at the end of the day, it's enough money for everybody. You know what I mean? You don't have to be greedy and sneaky and selfish. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shout out to my little man, my little son, man. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, what he did was God blessed me with a son, and he slowed me down, man.
Absolutely. Definitely a blessing. I gotta before we get out of here, I got to give a shout out to our this episode was sponsored by Jump Street Inflatables for all
Ooh,
your fun jump needs. They have different styles of fun jumps available, dry or wet jumps to meet your needs. For prices, call or email Kyle Taylor 337-385-7221 or Samantha Taylor at 337-517-6438. Bounce like a boss. Jump Street Inflatables.
ooh.
Y'all make sure y'all check them out, man.
That sound
AB,
that sound that sound like us. She just it was two sponsors that sound just like us.
absolutely.
Jump
You already know.
inflatable bosses.
I love it, man. Listen, man, we got to get you back on here again. I can't wait. Definitely gonna hit you up. We got a lot of business to tend to. Me and you. You already know what the
Definitely.
vibe is, man. I love you, man. Continue to be safe out there moving around.
Definitely. Shout out to my girl Dirty Diane, JB
Shout out to
Smooth, and the
Dirty
producer,
JB,
Jag
man.
Home.
JB, man. Come
Yo,
on,
Jay,
JB, man. Stop
I
playing,
got him for
Jay.
you. I got him. I got him. I got
My
him.
God. I love
Yeah.
you, man. Be safe, bro.
All right, definitely. Keep your head up, man.
Yes, sir. We out of here.
Peace. Out.
Let's go! Let's go! New shit. Hey, yo, Bert. Hey, talk to him. Yeah, now tell me shit I feel so wrong for things I'm saying.